I hope all of you have had a great Monday because of that strong storms that passed through. We have been mostly dry, so it was here, it was there, it was sunny everywhere, and it's clear everywhere, including on our downtown tower cam. We're looking at temperatures in those mid to upper 60s across central Texas. We've got high pressure solidly in place. However, this frontal boundary that created those thunderstorms last night, that's going to transition into a warm front, and that's going to lift through central Texas throughout the course of the day tomorrow. So that moist air, that warm moist air off of that Gulf of Mexico, it's going to filter right back into central Texas, and that could mean a few isolated thunderstorms, and I'll tell you more about those coming up in just a second. But look, lows tonight, not so much further down than where we are right now, pretty much upper 60s, low 70s in some of our southeastern zones down toward the Brazos Valley, because clouds are going to filter in as a result of that frontal boundary coming in and as a result of that moisture. Now for tomorrow, we'll be seeing a few of those isolated thunderstorms. Warmest areas do look to be in our eastern and southeastern zones with low 90s. Probably we're going to hover around those mid to upper 80s for the rest of central Texas. And some of those storms could contain some hail as well as frequent lightning, which is why all of central Texas is under a marginal risk, 1 out of 5 for severe weather. And it's also why I'm giving a 7 on that joy-meter for tomorrow, because highs are going to get to those mid 80s, a little bit below average for this time of year, or above average, I should say. But there it is, timing it out for you. By the time we get to around 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, that's when the activity is going to start. It's only going to be isolated in nature, but 1 or 2 storms could produce some small hail, and that's why we have the marginal risk. But watching Wednesday, because that looks like a frontal boundary making its way into central Texas, and we also have Tropical Storm Pamela that's out there over the Pacific. That's going to slide into central Texas, and by the time we get to the latter parts of the week, look at this. Models show the heaviest rainfall in some of our western zones that could go off a little bit further around in towards the I-35 corridor, which could result in some flash flooding. But then once we get that frontal boundary slide through, Friday and the weekend, including Baylor's homecoming and UMHB's home game, look mostly dry, but a bit on that breezy side. And we have Miss Nikki Lattarulo coming up right after this break. But first, over to Chris Ratcliffe.